What is up, air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. How y'all doing? We're going to do a little energy check here tonight on the new person. So for those of you who just recently connected with somebody new, we're going to see how that energy is looking. So when I say new person, I mean the intention that I'm putting into it is that you just connected with them, I don't know, in the last 2 months, 3 months at the most. But I mean, I guess it's just all up to personal perspective. If you're dealing with somebody and it feels new to you, take it however it resonates. If any of you are in need of a personal reading, if you want, you can go straight to my website, tarotwithrich.com. But I do have a link to my website right down here in the description of this video. All right, Gemini, let's see how the energy's looking with the new person. New person Gemini recently connected with. How's the energy looking? How's it looking? How's it looking? Gemini and the new person. Oh man, Knight of Wands reversed. Oh, that's not good. Come on, man. Somebody got to give me some rainbows and unicorns to read. Let's see. Could be a fire sign for some of you. Oh, shit. 5 of Pentacles. Oh, Lover's card. Oh, okay. Are you yeah, and I knew this was going to come out too. Are you becoming really nervous that this person might ghost you? That's what this kind of looks like. I feel like this is turning into a really strong connection. And it's like the strength of the connection is so intense that somebody here is getting freaked out. I can't tell who it is. Energies could go both ways, but I mean, this is the Gemini card. So that would kind of indicate to me that it's you that's feeling that, but it doesn't have to be. Somebody here feels this connection so intense that they're afraid that they're going to get ghosted. Probably just because that happened in the past. And I mean, Knight of Wands, King of Wands reversed. Those are two energies you don't want to come out in somebody's energy. But sometimes when you feel one of those intense connections like that, and then it sparks that fear, your mind can start making things up. And I think maybe you're worrying, am I just making this up in my head? Am I just tripping out of fear? Am I just projecting my insecurities? I don't know. So, okay. Some of y'all dealing with a Cancer. I also have Leo. Could be a fellow Gemini, but like I said, I feel like that's your energy. I also have Capricorn and Taurus. But, you know, it could be anybody. Those are just energies. All right, well, let's see their feelings, energies, and intentions. New person Gemini's dealing with. What are their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? They got feelings for you. They got feelings for you, though, with the Ace of Cups. Ten of Cups. Ace of Cups. They got more feelings than you know. See, they're nervous too. That's the thing. Man, that's one thing that'll make any connection do a nosedive. Is that when you start getting into that fear, you know? We've all been there. Come on, we've all been there. Where you get burned real bad. And then from that point forward, anytime, if you ain't healed from it, anytime you connect with somebody and you feel something that feels almost as intense as that connection did that burned you, you start getting freaked out. Like, oh, fuck, man, not again. God damn it. I don't know if I can deal with this shit again, you know? And you start getting scared, so you start trying to, like, keep them at an arm's distance and play it off and pretend that it's no big deal. And, you know, I've been there. I know I've been there. I was young as shit. I was like, goddamn, 20, 21 last time that happened to me. But I think it happens to all of us a time or two. But I think it scares them too. Maybe y'all are mirroring each other. Because this right here is a front. They actually feel a really strong, intense connection. Really strong and intense. They're just playing it off. Let's get the advice. Uh-oh. Don't let it turn into a sex-based connection. Y'all want to actually connect on a deeper level than just your root chakras, okay? A much deeper level than that. Ace of Cups, Ten of Cups, both reversed. Well, if somebody doesn't bring this cycle to a halt, it's not going to end well. So somebody gonna have to let that guard down so that y'all can connect at a deeper level. Because if this tension keeps building, it's gonna blow. Yeah. And guards are gonna have to start coming down somehow, some way. Somehow, some way. That's all I can say. And unfortunately, you can't make their guard come down. Only guard you have control of is your own. So, I guess just take that for what it's worth and do with it what you will. I think I saw a super chat fly by here a minute ago, didn't I? Yes, I did. Thank you for the super chat. Yep. Appreciate you. All right. Libra. Let's look at the energy between Libra and the new person. How's the energy looking? Whoa. This one's yelling at me. Oh, shit. Why the Ten of Swords? Hang on. Let's get 3 shuffles. This is a new person. Why is the Ten of Swords coming out for a new person? Oh, because of the Five of Wands? Is it turning ugly between the two of you? Maybe a third party or suspected third party or just some other energy in the mix causing drama, maybe. That's kind of what this feels like. Some other person who has no business in this connection bringing drama. That's what this feels like. And, I mean, if you feed too much into that, it can work. It can seriously work successfully. We got King and Queen of Cups both reversed. Yeah. But, I mean, regardless, it feels kind of like you're not really sure if this is something you should commit to and thinking about just throwing in the white towel on this anyways. Ace of Cups reversed. Just not a very good emotional connection here. Damn, dog. All the kings and queens are reversed. All of them. Every single one of them. Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. All reversed. King of Cups, reversed. Okay, well, let's see this person's feelings, energies, and intentions. Let's see what's really going on here. New person Libra is dealing with. What's their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? World reversed. Well, this person's very superficial, materialistic. Yeah. Well, okay, so, I mean, there is still a bunch of past energy this person has not let go of. A bunch. And I honestly think this person's a little bit scared of starting new and starting fresh. You know, they may be the type of person that when they sit and think in their imagination, they say to themselves, I'm ready to start new, start fresh, whoop, whoop, whoop. And then when it comes time to actually do it, when you're put in the position to have what you say you want, then it's not what you thought it would be. And it's a little bit scary and nerve-wracking, you know? But, I mean, like I said, whenever you got somebody living in this energy, usually they live on the surface and they're very fake people. Very fake. Now, I am not saying that money is bad. I can't stand them stupid, fake, spiritual public figures that try to tell everybody that money is bad. They say money is the root of all evil. First of all, that's not the way it goes. First of all, it's the love of money is the root of all evil. Different topic for a different time. Money is not a bad thing. I'm all for it. Go make your bag, buy your toys, have your experiences. That's fucking awesome, dude. What sucks, though, is when going back to the love of money, if you think that this is the most important fucking thing in life, you're going to have some problems. You're going to have some problems. I don't care what new toy you buy, what house you buy, what car you buy. It's just a toy, and it's going to get old, and it's going to get boring, and you're going to be left empty and hollow, right? And a lot of fake people. That's fake energy right there. This person fake as shit. Emperor reverse, 9 of Wands. See, they got their guard up. They're insecure. So maybe for some of you, I'm not necessarily saying that they have a lot of money. You don't have to have a lot of money to put on a cloak of fakeness. You know, how everybody walks around. They define themselves by what kind of shoes they're wearing. They define themselves by what kind of car they drive. Right? You know, these stupid people, dude. And you just never really know who they actually are deep, deep down inside because they don't really connect with anybody. They cover everything up with surface level materialistic shit. Even if they broke as fuck and can't really afford to do it, they'll blow their whole goddamn paycheck on a pair of shoes just so you'll think something about them. You know? It's fucking ridiculous, dude. But anyway, some of y'all dealing with Aries. I also have, could be a fellow Libra. I have Cancer, Scorpio, and Saggy. All right. Well, let's just get the advice on this. What's the advice? Try not to let the energy turn toxic. Now, what I mean by that is, and I got to be real careful how I say this. Within the boundaries of morality, an argument or a disagreement with somebody isn't toxic intrinsically. Now, within the boundaries of morality, I am not condoning domestic violence, verbal abuse, physical assault. Within the boundaries of morality, me and you just disagreeing on something, right? And button heads, metaphorically speaking. That's not toxic in and of itself, because we can use that as an opportunity to grow together and evolve up to the next level if we can process through that energy together as a team. What becomes toxic is when we start spinning in a circle and bathing in that energy all day, every day. And I think most of us have been in a relationship like that. I know I have, where it's the same old argument, same old fight, same old story, same old song and dance all day, every day for months and months and months and sometimes years, right? That's when it starts to become highly fucking toxic. Highly. Try not to let it get to that point. Now, I'm going to ask an open-ended question, and I know that a lot of times when I ask questions like this, I'm saying it rhetorically, but I'm not saying this rhetorically. This is seriously a question just for you to ask yourself. How long should it take to start seeing progress in regards to whatever we're butting heads about? How long am I willing to wait before I can see us actually growing together? Before I can sit and watch you actually taking accountability, right? Because that's what it all comes down to. As long as you can see progress. We're not talking about flipping a switch and becoming perfect people overnight. But every time we get into a fight, an argument, again, within the bounds of morality, no domestic violence, no verbal abuse or manipulation or lies or deceit or anything like that, you know it's going to circle back around again. So after we have a fight, here's what we need to do. We need to sit down and talk about it. I need to let my guard down and put my ego aside and listen to you without interrupting you. And you need to present your case like a calm, cool, respectable adult, and I need to hear you out. Now, it's my turn. You put your guard down, put your ego aside. I'm going to bring my case to the table like a calm, cool, respectable adult. You're going to hear me out without arguing with me. And then once we do that, then we come together and meet in the middle. Okay, so what can I work on? What can you work on? We come to that agreement, and then we see what happens the next time that situation rolls around again. Be honest with you, as long as you can have two people doing that together, ain't nothing stopping y'all from building a life partnership. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. That is all it takes. And as easy as it is to talk about that, it'd blow your mind how hard it is to get two fucking adults to cooperate like that. Not just one, not just the other, not just the person who did wrong, not just the person who's the primary catalyst for the majority of the problems, not just the person that has the majority of the issues that they need to work on, but both people have to be able to cooperate like that. You know how hard that is? I wouldn't have a job if most adults would cooperate like that. I wouldn't have a job. So, ask yourself, how long should I have to bathe in this energy before I say, no, I don't think anything's going to change here. I don't think so. So I'm not going to live in this energy for the rest of my life. It doesn't look like anything is improving. If anything, it looks like it's getting worse. Just be thinking about that. Don't let it string on for too long. I would say give it a good 3 to 6 months. If you don't see any progress at all in 3 months, 6 months, you ain't going to see none. You ain't going to see none. All right, Aquarius. Let's see how the energy is looking between Aquarius and the new person. Newest person Aquarius just recently connected with. How's it looking? How's it looking? Whoops. One fell on the floor. Uh-oh, Page of Wands, Ace of Swords. That's an interesting combination to fall out together. Ace of Wands. Okay. Empress reversed, though. Why the goddamn Ten of Swords? Ain't no reason why I should see the Ten of Swords in a connection with a new person. I'm seeing a lot of contradictory energy here. Because we got 2 aces, right? Which are fresh new starts. And then we got the Hangman. So it's like this is trying to move forward, but something is halting the progress of this connection and potentially even blocking things. Maybe for some of you, there's some third person in the mix here. You know, like, for example, maybe this person has a baby mama or baby daddy. And, hey, sometimes you just got to deal with that. But depending on a lot of different things, you can be like, I'm not really comfortable with this situation. Not really comfortable with it. Something kind of feels a little bit off. I mean, we got to be grown adults here. And if you decide to get with somebody with kids, it's very, very likely that the parent of their child is going to be a part of the picture at some point, you know. But if you've ever been in that situation and, you know, it's like, I'm being respectful about it, but something feels off here. Something feels a little bit off. Can't put a finger on exactly what it is, but I don't trust one of you. Possibly both of you, you know. I'm not saying that's exactly what it is, but that's an example of just kind of feels like there may be somebody else in the mix and you don't know if you can trust it or not. Okay. All right. Well, let's see their feelings, their energies, their intentions. Two of Swords reversed. That's good. That means they're not indecisive. King of Wands. Well, Three of Swords reversed. I mean, I don't really have anything bad to say about this person straight off the rip. Not really. They may be a little bit emotionally closed off, a little bit emotionally immature, but they're not playing games. You know me, I'm gonna fucking tell you if they are. And with the Emperor and the King of Wands, they're not playing games. And no, there is not a third party that you need to worry about. I don't know who needs to hear that. This person is a little bit scared. You know, starting a new relationship does make them a little bit nervous. And maybe that's why they're a little bit closed off emotionally, because, you know, they're scared. They're nervous. They don't know if they can open up and show you this without spooking you or running you off, you know? So I don't have anything bad to say about them. I really don't. Nobody's perfect. Ain't no perfect human out there. But when I look at feelings, energies, and intentions, the main thing I'm looking for is some serious bullshit. Like, are they manipulating you? Are they just a manipulative, deceitful, sneaky little fuckbag in general? You know, what kind of person are they? I'm not seeing nothing like that in their energy. They don't look like a perfect human, but I don't think that they're like intentionally trying to deceive, manipulate, or play games with you. I don't think so. Seven of Swords reversed again. They have some trust issues of their own, which that could lead to problems as well. But I don't have anything horrible to say about this person. I really don't. You know me, I don't sugarcoat shit. I don't sugarcoat shit. All right, well, let's get the advice then. What's the advice? Seven of Swords reversed again, third time in a row. World card. Okay, so, well, this goes back to what I always talk about. It doesn't matter what their intentions are. You all need to be connected at a deep enough level to where there's energetic transparency. If energy feels off about a person, it doesn't matter why it feels off. It doesn't matter if it feels off because your intuition is picking up on something that is off, or if you're just projecting your own insecurities, or if the two of you are just not a good enough vibrational match to be able to pick up what each other's putting down. It doesn't matter why it's off. That will lead to the demise of the connection. If you and this person can connect at a deep enough level to clear up any confusion, this could potentially turn into a very successful life partnership. But if one, the other, or both of you continues to bottle up this tension and this nervousness and this fear, well, then it's going to crash and burn. That's just the way the energy manifests, right? Even if there's good intentions on both sides, energy manifests the way it manifests. When it all comes down to it, energy, frequency, and vibration supersedes everything. When it all comes down to it, the vibration supersedes your intentions. Energy, frequency, and vibration doesn't give a fuck what your intentions are. It doesn't care if you mean well or if you don't, if you're a good person or a bad person, if you deserve it or not. Kind of like this flame right here. See that flame? It doesn't care if you have good intentions or bad intentions. If you're a good person or a bad person, it's going to burn the piss out of you. That's just the way that vibration manifests. So I'd be working on trying to clear up whatever confusion is taking place between the two of you. If not, this will not survive 2026. I can almost guarantee you that, okay? All right, I feel like those were the messages that my air sign friends needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, information for personal readings is all down here in the description, all right? I'm out of here now, y'all. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.